Here is my lovely audience.
A row.
Sup?
Alright. Hi, you guys. My name is Courtney McCaskey, and I'm here today to persuade my audience to vote towards stem cell research because of the good it does in the will of fighting incurable diseases. What led me to write about stem cell research is the story of a very lucky boy who received stem cell therapy and overcame his disease. Joe Davis Jr. was faced at a young age of sickle cell anemia. It wasn't projected to live more than 10 years. The parents of Joe Davis did a great amount of research and came to the conclusion that there was no cure for sickle cell anemia, but only temporary fixes until a doctor mentioned the usage of stem cells, taken from a donor at birth from the umbilical cord. The mother of Joe Davis Jr. soon received news that she was pregnant and hopefully could use the blood from her newborn's umbilical cord to save her son's life. Ever since Joe has had the transplant, he has never had sickle cell anemia in his body. So many may ask, what are stem cells and why are they so controversial? A stem cell is an unspecialized cell that is characterized by the ability of self-renewal by mitosis while in differentiated state and the capacity to give rise to various differentiated cells by the cell differentiated stem cells. They are unlike any other cell in the human body due to the fact that they can replicate into many different types of cells in the body repeatedly. Stem cells can be found in embryos, fetus, and adult tissues. The earliest forms of stem cells can develop in the human embryo, and these cells will eventually give rise to every cell, tissue, cell, and organ in the fetus's body, which are called embryonic stem cells. Another form of stem cells is called adult stem cells, which can be found in every living organism. They are unlike embryonic stem cells because the origin of the cell is very much under debate. These cells are already developed in their tissues and only rise in the tissues that they are in. Some people believe that stem cells are bad because they destroy a human embryo, which is considered to be the start of life. The mention of the word embryo gets many people flustered, but they fail to realize how they can save another's life just by doing simple research. Stem cells only help people get better and not worse. The one form of research on stem cells grows each day with excitement on what they can do. Stem cells can cure a wide different ranges of diseases like Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, sickle cell anemia, different heart diseases, spinal cord injuries, replacement of different organs, and cancer. For scientists to treat these different diseases, first they must establish stem cell lines. These scientists have to come up with specific genes in the cell to be turned on in hopes that the stem cell will differentiate into any cell they wish, which is now a main component of their research they do today. Once scientists can differentiate cells from the stem cells, then the cells can be used for drug testing and other cell-based therapies. Stem cell-based therapies were first used as a way to treat leukemia by injecting bone marrow into the patient to let the blood marrow stem cells establish in the marrow to become blood cells. Using this information, scientists have tried to use embryonic stem cells to stimulate damaged parts of the heart and hope that will replace and recover. So scientists decided to use this procedure on mice, and it came to the conclusion that the cells actually showed improvement and they became better and normal. Many of our drugs today are used for these diseases are tested first on animals. But however, with the use of these stem cells, scientists could test any drug with the exact cells instead of using them on different animals, which would make it more reliable and eventually lessening the need for animal testing. Lessening the need on animal testing would save the lives of innocent animals and also have lighter pockets on humans with a better peace of mind on the medicines that they use. Stem cell research has made such an impact on societies that it has marched to major interest in the political world. Politics tend to change how scientists can actually obtain the cell and restrict their research, which banded the use of federal money was the Dickory-Wicker Amendment to any research that created or stored a human embryo. As an executive order in 2001, Bush stated that federal funds could only be used for research on embryonic cells that had 22 lines that had already been established. The Bush administration fought very hard for stem cell research because it conflicted with his very religious beliefs. And because of that, scientists were forced to stop all research that did not involve these 22 cell lines. But as of 2009, President Obama allowed federal funding of embryonic stem cell research if the following conditions applied. If it was of the 22 in existence, or was or had been discarded after veto fertilization, and the donors were not paid in any way or shape or form. And also, then scientists were then allowed to restart their research and could save the lives of many others. For one to be an advocate for stem cell research, they should vote for stem cells. They should vote for stem cell research in political standings and use their voice to speak out for it. In the end, one can think that stem cells are not useful and just destroy human embryos, or that one day stem cells can save their life and the lives of many others affected by harmful diseases, just like Joe Davis Jr. Don't you want your child to have a chance?